Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Guns and Outdoors. Today on the workbench we have a old double barrel shotgun. Get over and I'll tell you what it is. It is a Stevens Model 311, and this one is a 16 gauge. Yes, she is empty. I checked it. And what we're going to do with this here is do a Reblue on it to start looking a little rough. And he wants to keep this thing looking nice because it's a family heirloom. This shotgun belongs to Rusty over at the Main Man channel. Y'all take a second, go over there and check him out. So let's go ahead and get this thing broke down and get to work on it. First thing, take the forestock off. The flathead screw right here. Definitely feels like it's stripped out a little bit. No, they didn't have to take it off. It was one of the clicker types. That's right, we have to take this off anyway. Let's go right in here, take this other screw out. This part has to be cleaned and re-blued as well. There we go. That screw back in there. We're not going to do anything to the wood on this gun. We're going to leave it as is. Now we can remove our barrel. Just like so. Now let's go ahead and take our stock off. First thing we want to do here, yeah, I know the light's terrible, sorry y'all, is take that screw right there out. It goes right up into the wood. And we have this screw here to get the handguard this way off. Yeah, I gotta get your screwdriver a little crooked off in there, but you can do it. Just there, let's got that. Now we have two screws here on the back. Now let's see if we can figure out what's down in there. There's a flathead screw down in there. Alright, get the long screwdriver. It's right here in the top hole. There we go. Well, it is a little rusty, ain't it? Good, that's got the stock off of there. And so, here's our receiver. Which doesn't look bad on the inside. And the thing about it, guys, we're not going to take this all the way apart. This is not a complete breakdown. This is just a basic Reblue on this just to keep it looking good. Yeah, don't look good, don't look bad at all. Alright, well what we need to do here, we've got 4 main pieces plus these 4 screws that we want to get done. First things first, let's get all these cleaned up. Now I'm just going to take a wire brush to these and get everything off of them, because as you can see they do have a lot of rust in them. Well, let's run over there and get that accomplished. I'm just going to show you on the trigger guard first. I have a pretty aggressive steel wheel right here. We'll go through, clean off everything just like that. Then I can come over the brass wheel, get it a little smoother. Then on a flat surface, if we have something that's real bad, scratch, gouge in it. Well, not a real bad one, but you know, these would come over here with the belt sander. This is like some really, really fine sandpaper. Run across here. That's how we're going to clean up all of our parts and the little nooks and crannies we can't get at. We'll go take it back over to the table, take the Dremel, and get up in there with them. Oh, we got all the old bluing off of our parts. And it turned out pretty good. Now, as far as this receiver goes, it was rough. Basically what I've done off camera on this, I got all the bluing off, of course. Then I took some 400 and just sanded the crap out of it. Kept going and going until I finally ended up with some 2000 in water sand. I mean, it didn't get it perfect, but got a lot of them old imperfections out of it. Got a nice, slicker, cleaner look. Alright, now, next thing we need to do, and we're going to do the barrels separate. I'm going to work on these 3 pieces first. Take some of the blue and rust remover. Now this stuff is basically like an acid. So make sure you're in a well ventilated place and you have some fresh water around to rinse it with. Get you a good coat on everything. Well, I had the acid on there and I had to rinse it off right quick because the customer pulled up. Now, as you can see, just for the 15-20 minutes we sit out here, see that surface rust? That is what happens. So, what we're going to have to do is grab our blue and rust remover again and run through this a second time. Yeah, as you can see, turned out just fine. All that quick surface rust came right off. Now what we're going to do is take our cleaner degreaser. Just for that final thing. I mean, I believe they're plenty clean enough if we were to dry them off, but again, better safe than sorry. Prep work means a lot. The better your prep work, the better your end product's going to turn out. And I believe all this is some type of mild soap. If I didn't have this, I'd use some Dawn dishwashing liquid. I use it on everything else and it works out just fine. Alright, and then we'll just do as a rinse, taking steel wool and put it and wiping it all down really well. Alright, got them rinsed off really well. Now we're just going to take us some air and get all this excess water off. Now what I'm going to do is set these up here because I want these things 150,000% dry. I'll grab the heat gun. Alright, now I'm 100% sure that they were good and dry. So we're going to grab some of the Birchwood Casey Super Blue to begin with. Like I say, guys, we're going to do the barrel last. Just give her a really good coverage. On that. The receiver we want to do up different. We want to make it look like the older style. And with the older style, they were, I can't think of the term. Just give me a minute and I'll think of what I'm trying to say. Anyway, while I'm trying to think of that term, go ahead and get it all down in here. That blew it up pretty nice. Well, I can't think of the term. Sorry, y'all. I'll think about it. I'll write it down. But I'm going to show you how to do it. You see, this is the darker blue. It's looking pretty good. So yeah, not turning out too bad. Alright, that's all we're going to do with the Super Glue. Now we're going to grab our Oxbow glue. Go over everything with the Oxbow glue. Alright, not looking too bad. Oh, you have to give your blue in a little bit of dry time before you rinse. So let's rinse this a piece and see how it's going to look. Oh, not too terrible. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about as far as the look goes? Yeah, it's definitely getting it there. Alright, well I'm going to kill the camera for a minute. I'm going to dry all these parts off again real good. And then I'm going to put a couple more coats on it. Alright, I'll run through and put another coat on there. You can see that okay. And I did get the desired effect and look that I was after. So now what we're going to do, this just basically needs to sit overnight and cure. Get all this trash off of it. Them pads up there really do come apart a lot, that's for sure. Alright, now we need to oil it down, let it sit overnight and cure. I'll do the barrel later on. Up to now. Let's get these all taken care of. It's time for these to sit out here and cure. We did get quite a unique pattern on that. I hope the camera's picking that up, because we did get the desired effect that we were after. Yeah, that turned out pretty cool. All the pieces did actually. Alright, now we need to do the barrel and go ahead and do our screws. And remember that bolt I took out, how bad it was? As far as rusty, I got it all cleaned up, ready to rock. But I got to change gloves. These have oil on them, so I need some dry, clean gloves. Then we'll get our barrel cleaned up. Go ahead and get it and our other little parts blued and rock on with this project. Alright, I've got everything cleaned. I've done the acid, the blue and rust remover, and the cleaner degreaser. And then I loaded off with the air hose. And then took the heat gun to it and made sure that all the heat was dissipated off of it. Now we're just going to take our super blue. We're not going to dual color this like we did the receiver. We want it to look different. And let's just get to it. Do the bolts first. Let y'all see how quick this stuff works. You can see that right there? Hopefully the light's catching it now. See that? Yeah, that is one really neat chemical reaction going on there. You'll make sure you get that bolt good, because that thing was really rusty down in there. Alright, one coat should be fine for them. I'm going to throw that one away, grab a fresh one. Now, let's get a hold of this barrel. Yeah, I'm not afraid to put some on there. I'm going to get a good coverage and go the same direction, or at least I always do. I don't know if it really matters. Now this is just the way that I do it. I'm sure there's other techniques and other ways that other people do it, and that's fine. Just get the job done. Alright, now that's our first coat. We'll let that dry for a few seconds. As y'all can see, there are some odd spots in there. But that's not where I didn't clean it good or got a fingerprint or anything like that. That's just old metal. And you're going to run across this. So a lot of times, especially on this old stuff, don't expect it to come out perfectly slick and everything 100% even. Because when we're doing cold bluing, it's just not going to turn out that way. Alright, now I'm going to grab me a clean pad and keep on putting several coats over this, and then we'll see what we end up with. Well, I went and done 3 coats on that. See, it got a pretty good coverage on it. Yeah, it didn't turn out bad at all. Now what we need to do is get her oiled down. Yeah, no, I use a lot of oil. Y'all know this rag here is already covered with oil, so it's all good. The same way with our bolts. Alright, look, the camera's catching that pretty good. See if I can give y'all a little roll down through there to see it. Yeah, they didn't turn out bad at all. Like I say, guys, y'all got to consider a lot of times, you know, the metal's old, it's got imperfections in it and this and that, and there's a lot to do with the way that this cold bluing turns out. Well, what we're going to do is let this sit for a while and cure, and then we'll get her put together and see what the finished product looks like. Well, it's had enough time to sit and cure for a while, so let's go ahead and put her together. Just look at that. That's outstanding. Only one thing that we're lacking, that is the bead. If we can get that screwed back down in there. And guys, there we have her. One pretty Reblue shotgun for the main man. But I think he's going to like it. It did turn out pretty nice. Like I say, we got some really interesting patterns on that receiver. I do like that. The gun still functions just fine, no problems. And there you go. Well, everyone, thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the Stevens Model 311 rebluing her. So it did turn out, in my opinion, turned out pretty good. And I know Rusty will like it. Well, guys, if you would, throw me down some comments. Of course, any questions, suggestions you got, happy to talk to you. If you're able, hit us up on our Patreon page. And if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. And until the next one, I hope that everyone has a fantastic day.